It seems like Sony just launched a direct attack against Microsoft. And to be honest, not only is this very hilarious, I think it sets an interesting precedent for what their tactics are going to be in 2023. What's up, gamers? DreamcastGuy here. Hi, hope you're having a good day. Please like this video. Let's see if we can get this video to 2,000 likes, and subscribe if you haven't already. I think I'm going to be giving away a copy of the God of War Ragnarok Ultimate Collector's Edition thing. I managed to pre-order one this morning, but I'm probably just going to give it away. I'll talk about that more at the end of this video. So this morning, bright and early, there was a bunch of talk over at PlayStation headquarters about God of War Ragnarok, which obviously is coming November 9th, 2022. The hype around this game is absolutely insane. Even just this reposting of the original gameplay trailer has thousands and thousands of likes in the first hour. Now, this is just recycled gameplay. We've seen this in the past, but the game does look honestly fantastic. Of course, there's a couple trolls down in the comment section saying that they're going to play Starfield instead of God of DLC, but I find this stuff to be incredibly funny. What's interesting, though, is that when this trailer was originally posted, it actually ended with a different marquee. Instead of saying coming out November 9th, the original release date was accidentally posted. I verified this from multiple sources. I saw it myself. It said pre-order to get the game on 11/11/22. You can actually see tons and tons of people. Everybody screenshotted, everybody's talking about it. It looks like the original release date was going to be the Starfield release. Because keep in mind, the original release date before it was unfortunately delayed for Starfield was going to be 11/11/22. Now, this is a very, very important anniversary for Team Xbox. This is going to be 11 years of Skyrim. Skyrim came out 11/11/11, and it definitely felt like there was this big honorary semblance. It felt like basically Bethesda was trying to say, okay, here's our major secret project. We're releasing it. We want to sort of take over the gaming industry with our next generation experience. Something about the fact that Sony was specifically going to swoop in and take that exact release date shows that they were trying to strike at them directly. Now, I feel like Sony is trying to do something different than they did last generation because it feels like they're being a bit softer on Microsoft. Now, what I mean by that is when it came to the PlayStation 4 generation, I think it's because the PlayStation 3 was kind of a rough start. PS4 was when Sony went full-blown war mind. I mean, straight up, consider the fact that they were making videos with Shuhei Yoshida making fun of the Xbox One because originally you couldn't play used games on it, so they made videos making fun of the fact that PlayStation games were easy to share and trade and have fun with. Sony was also doing stuff like buying exclusivity contracts to make it where games could only be launched on PlayStation, or stuff like Call of Duty would get exclusive maps that could only be played on Sony systems. It felt like last generation, 6 or 7 years ago, Sony was obsessively warlike. They wanted to not only beat Microsoft, they wanted to grind their face into the dirt. And it sort of feels like maybe they're trying to back off. Now, part of what happened this morning was obviously the God of War Ragnarok Super Ultimate Editions were released. So you can see here, a lot of people are pre-ordering them like crazy. This is my friend Forte. Forte works at a GameStop, and he's showing everybody is lining up. The hype right now for God of War Ragnarok is off the freaking charts. In fact, I found this. They originally released the God of War Ragnarok Jotnar Edition and the limited editions over in Europe this morning at like 3 a.m. It sold out in 5 minutes and is already being scalped for, in some of the listings I've seen, thousands of dollars. Now the same thing has happened in America. The collector's edition and Jotnar edition are completely sold out in America in literally seconds. Sony definitely knew that this game was going to be incredibly popular, but also a huge, gigantic seller. A thing that's going to move systems, it's going to build hype, it's going to get people to want that PlayStation 5 ecosystem. Because even though this game does exist on PS4, I think everybody right now is preparing for that true next-gen God of War experience. Ragnarok is objectively and definitely going to be the biggest system seller of the entire year. In fact, it already is. Here is a tweet by Matt Piscatella. This is the guy who actually runs the NPD. He's the guy who does a lot of the tracking of direct game sales. And he says this: PlayStation 5 generated the highest dollar sales amongst video game hardware platforms in both June and the first half of calendar 2022, while Switch led both time periods in unit sales, which means that right now more Switch are being sold, more Nintendo Switches in general are leaving store shelves, but people are buying so many millions of PlayStation 5s right now that at $500 a pop, it's generating a humongous amount of gross revenue for Sony. And this, in my opinion, this seems like it is directly attributed to the God of War effect. This is people preparing. I've seen so many different reports, estimations, fan surveys that show that people are prepared for Ragnarok. This is going to be the first PlayStation 5 game for a lot of people. They've been buying the previous stuff cross-gen, whether it was Gran Turismo or Horizon Forbidden West. People were seemingly buying those just as much on the PlayStation. People were buying those just as much on the PlayStation 4 as they were the PlayStation 5. But now it seems like people are preparing for the future. PlayStation has done a brilliant job of stacking the deck for all of 2022 to make sure that it has a major exclusive every single month. Something, whether it is third party like Valkyrie Elysium, which honestly seems very, very good. There's always something coming out, but it also feels like the fact that they were going to directly make that 11/11 release date. Now, that trailer was probably made months ago, much when they first probably knew the release date at the time was still announced for Starfield to be 11/11. I believe fully that Sony wanted to directly strike Microsoft. I think they wanted their holiday seasons to compete against each other. Now, the reason I think they're going to do this is I think that Sony is trying to show that they can stand toe-to-toe with Microsoft, even with their biggest and best games. Going into 2023, Microsoft seems like they're completely stacked with games like, obviously, Avowed or Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. I mean, maybe possibly updates for something like Master Chief being in an actual game that doesn't suck because Halo Infinite still kind of lacks content. I think that Sony is trying to show that they are willing to stand up to Microsoft even when Microsoft is completely killing it. I think that what's interesting is it does feel a bit like Sony is trying to say, yes, we're going to make you pay $70 for every single experience. Yes, our Game Pass equivalent, which is PlayStation Plus Premium, isn't going to have those day-and-date games, but we're going to show you why you still need to pay for it, why you're sort of investing in the future of big, crazy experiences. I find this to be incredibly fascinating, but I'm still curious to see how this grander plan is going to pan out in 2023. I think that Sony having these exclusives like Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2 Rebirth and Final Fantasy XVI, I mean, the fact that there's rumors of Last of Us Part 3 being revealed after Last of Us Factions comes out, it sounds like both Sony and Microsoft fully plan on pounding it out, and gamers are definitely going to be winning. As it currently stands, I'm very, very, very excited for God of War Ragnarok. I hope we get to see more gameplay before launch. I hope we get a full-blown state of play, but even now, I'm just so ready to play it. But what do you think? Are you excited for the future of God of War Ragnarok? Are you excited for the future of PlayStation? Or are you Team Xbox? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Please like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. And additionally, I am going to be giving away a copy of the Super Ultimate Collector's Edition of God of War Ragnarok, which is called the Jotnar Edition. I pre-ordered it successfully. I already have it. What I think I'm going to do is whenever this game actually comes out, I think I kind of want to do like an unboxing. I think I want to do a video playing around with that hammer and stuff, and then I'll mail it to whoever wins the giveaway. So stay tuned for that whenever the game finally comes out. It'll be an open copy, but I'm not going to redeem the code. So you still get the game, you'll still get the whole collector's edition. I just want to, bap somebody on the head with that hammer at least once. Love you very much. Have a great weekend. Stray Review Monday. See you then. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.